It's like, oh, Jamie, like, can I talk to you into my room? She's like, you never do that. Like, you
I
never.
want to show you these.
I showed her the ring.
Yeah. I have these blorts that I want to show you real quick.
I'm thinking that if I put the ring up my blorts,
Yeah.
and I get her to pull the cord,
Yeah. So I
that'll be how she's surprised.
That'd be so good.
I got a surprise for you.
I'm sorry, Hayden. Are you just are you just gonna allow him to speak?
Can I say one thing?
Without fucking going through the actual hoops of
Getting a spot on the team.
I thought I had a spot.
Okay, I'm gonna just.
It's not.
Let's start this episode. This is
With the beer? Sounds good.
First of all, drinking on the job.
Yeah, no. I wanted to just first congratulate Shao.
What?
Welcome aboard.
No way, Shao! Congratulations. I'd shake your hand, but I'm drinking a beer.
So that I'm writing that down as
Yeah.
negative. I don't drink, so to drink in my
Belligerent.
Hey, congratulations, bud. Did you guys?
What a fucking
speaking
sucker!
Speaking of shaking hands, I was just in the urinal, and did you guys notice
It's real wet and cold.
Did you guys notice the sign by the urinal in the bathroom?
Check the Chummy Thumbs chat.
It said. It said.
Check the Chummy Thumbs chat.
Okay, I will, but I can multitask. But did you guys know what it says? Oh, did you post it in the chat?
Check the chat.
The Chummy Thumbs
Before
chat?
you bring this up. But then you can keep telling your
Okay,
story
hold
like
on.
yours.
Yeah. Okay. So,
This is how much I mean to you. You
see-
don't even reply to my messages?
bro, you sent it at 6 p.m. today. I was recording.
No, you weren't. Well, you were, but we hadn't started.
You hadn't started. We were 20 minutes in.
Yeah, what are these 20-minute episodes?
We don't know yet.
These are the
Yeah.
Patreon ones.
Yeah, that's right.
Anywho.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Chummy Thumbs.
Did we forget whose show this was?
No. You hadn't reminded us. You didn't remind us last episode.
Show me.
So we previously, I was interrogated by Badder Cop.
And it was bad. So we flipped the script.
We flipped the script to interviewing, and then I interviewed Shao for a role on the Chummy Thumbs, and he's very successful.
I heard he got it. Yeah.
Yeah, like
excited.
2 minutes ago,
Yeah.
he got it. Got
I didn't know.
the job live on air, and now it's Justin's turn to
Hold on.
give us a little bit of.
Yep. Keep going, actually.
Man, you're like
fucking-
overly confident.
Yeah.
No, I just-
I'm
running
going to
the
lead
show,
this interview in
interrupting.
No, I just think it would be a great moment for your social media to post Shao getting accepted into. Hold on, there's a reverse on this camera. What the hell?
This
Okay,
dude,
there it is. Ready?
He's our tech guy.
Everybody,
Doesn't even know
1, 2, Shao made it! Yeah! Okay. Okay, whoops. My hand slipped. For real.
I know what you're doing.
He got the job. Yay!
Oh, you did a real one. Okay.
Yeah, it slipped. What do you think I was going to do?
I know what he's going to do after. He's going to crop me out.
Photoshop.
Here's the first one. He's going to put your face on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. A sad face. Yeah.
So this one, we're going to learn a little bit about Jay Teasel.
Jay Tizzle.
Jay Tizzle.
I like to refer to myself. Can you refer to me as Daddy?
Yeah. Also, if you had watched our last one, it took me an entire episode of chatting with these boys to know that this guy is our daddy.
Yeah. Yep.
It's always the best when someone comes up with their own nickname. Oh, just call me Daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I use it. It started
At home, probably.
less.
So I love it when you call
Yeah.
me big
At work.
daddy.
Oh, at work?
Yeah, I'll refer to myself as Daddy to the young kids.
What do you say? Daddy's here.
Yeah.
Or, that kind of stuff. You refer to third person?
Third person as Daddy.
Perfect.
Like, yeah. So then that continued
to
to.
drop the kids off at the pool.
Yeah. And when I go into Zoom calls or group chats, I will put Daddy as my title. I don't know why. It's one of those things. I have things that I do because they bring me a little bit of joy inside. that other people don't get or understand or even possibly think is completely stupid, but I don't do it for them.
Well, hey, as long as you're happy, making yourself laugh when no one else is laughing.
Well, he likes to wrap, mummy his finger for a little joy inside.
Yeah. Yep. Do you know what he's referring to?
No.
The butts episode.
Yeah.
I thought you told the devil's person.
Oh, yeah.
That also gives him a little joy inside.
Yeah.
Just pull it back a little bit more.
Well, shall we?
Shall we go?
Nice. Full name, please.
Justin Don Turnbull.
Don.
D-O-N.
Okay. Date of birth?
April 29th, 1987, Bow Island, Alberta, approximately 8:13 a.m. I could be making the time up. Fun fact about Bow Island, there's a town 20 minutes away called Grassy Lake, and it's kind of like the Greenland, Iceland thing.
But is there any water there?
No, kind of like the Greenland, Iceland thing.
The Greenland is surrounded by an ocean, as is Iceland.
I don't think you learned this in Australian university.
Dr.
Greenland
Emu.
is mostly ice and Iceland is a lot of green, and they feel like they got the names reversed when they were doing the maps originally.
Gotcha,
Because
but I was referring to, is there an actual island in Alberta? Like,
Bow
if the
Island.
names are flipped, does
It's-
that mean the other one is an actual island in the middle of Canada?
No,
Or
but
wherever
it's
the
more like
Alberta is?
rivers. So there's like rivers, and so the Bow River, and then rivers kind of. It's not just straight and wide the whole time. So they have what's called the forks out there, and it's where the river kind of like splits up. It's a great party spot. So I think was like the Bow Island, and then Bow Island has Grassy Lake. So I think it's a Greenland Iceland thing where the town's names got reversed. So no, in Bow Island there's no island.
Okay.
Okay.
There's not even a doctor, I don't think.
So how were you bonded?
Well, I came out of my mom's vagina.
Speaking of, what's your mom's maiden name?
Jocelyn.
And your first pet's name?
That I had as an adult, I got on my own or as a family.
Both.
Pet. Yeah, sure. Both.
Or like that I was born into and they had it, or when I was already born as a child, we got.
All of them. Just rattle them off.
So you gotta be more specific
I
with the
want-
questioning.
Okay. So what was the first pet you've ever had, period? Like you've born into it?
Nelly, dog, border collie, real bitch.
Well, I mean like attitude wise or your female dog, you're saying?
Both.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Can you sing us some, Nelly?
Only like the Avalon lady. You know those ladies that used to come to the door and sell makeup? I don't remember this. My parents told me. But first pet I got when I was a child was a cat. And I named it Squeaky.
I hate cats.
Yeah, I'm kind of on off again with cats. I think if I'd get a Sphinx, the hairless cat. We kind of want
I
that.
don't know about that. I don't know what
Japanese.
They're super-
What am I talking about?
They're super cuddly.
because he said hairless and
Yeah.
well, unless it's just down there.
Oh
I
yeah.
was trying to say Egyptian artifact, and I said Japanese.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah, Japanese
Yeah,
cats
Sphinx.
are also pixelated down there as well.
Yes.
Anyways.
True.
Um
Real life. It's just
And
like,
then
oh,
the one that I
pixelated.
got on my own was a cat named Jackson, and he was a fucking terror. And
when was this? When did you get Jackson?
I was 19 years old.
Okay.
Got rid of him, gave him to my buddy who lived on a farm, and it was like, this is like the perfect barn cat. And so we'd go out and visit, and I'd ask, and he lived the best life, just hunted shit and lived outdoors.
So let's go back. You were born 1980,
87.
whatever. Yeah, sorry. And so when did you move away from Alberta?
3 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your first home after you moved was around what area is that?
So we moved to Vancouver Island, Campbell River, a town called Campbell River.
Is it on a river?
Yeah, the Campbell River, believe it or not. And right on the ocean, the east coast of the west coast.
So you had good surf out there.
It's the east coast of Vancouver Island, which is on the west coast of Canada. And I loved it, had a great time there. Was there till grade 6. And then we moved back. My dad worked in the coal mines out there. We moved back to Alberta because we had family out there, southern Alberta, to a town called Tabor. And I hated it.
Why'd you hate
Because I
it?
went from the West Coast and
The East Coast of the West Coast.
The East Coast of the West
Yes.
Coast. And growing up on the water, the ocean, like trees, wooded, there's Mount Washington on the island, all right there, to like buttfuck nowhere, small town Alberta. And one of the first
Were there like bogans there?
Logans?
Bogans. Were
A
the
lot
Bogans?
of Bogans.
Oh, Bogans.
Bogans and Mormons, actually. The town I
what a combo.
Yeah.
Is that where you met Boner Boy?
Yeah. No, Boner Boy was from the East Coast, West Coast. But one of my first memories is we were there and
Boner Boy?
it was, well, no, from Tabor, we were there and my dad was like, oh, I'm going to like show the family, like this is the feedlot where he used to work. That's where they raised cattle to go get slaughtered. Such a prairie thing. And we were driving out and I just remember being in the back seat of the car and we're driving and all of a sudden it's like, it's like, oh fuck. Like dad pulls over. It's like, what's that? It's like, oh, he hit something.
You hit a Mormon?
So he hit a pheasant.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Still alive. So what does he do? Pops his trunk. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Grabs a squeegee, the little window squeegees
Yeah.
for cars.
Yeah.
Goes over there, clubs the fucking thing, throws it in the trunk. I was like, what is happening? Shows us the feedlot. We drive back, go to my cousins. They feather it, cook it up. We have pheasant pot pie for dinner that night. I was like, what is this place? Like we're eating. It was the best pot pie I've ever had
it
in my
sounds
life.
good.
It was so good. But I was just like, what is this place? So it was like a culture shock.
Shock.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then like 5 months later, somebody came and shot up our school. And then I was really like, what the fuck is this place?
Okay, moving on. How old were you when that happened?
It was on my birthday or birthday party because I was supposed to be having my birthday party that day. It was right after Columbine. And so I was either 12 on my 12th birthday or like right around my 12th birthday. Because, sometimes when you're younger, you have your party on a Friday or whatever it is, not necessarily on your birthday.
Sure.
Yeah. So 12. 11 when we moved there, 12 when that event happened.
Good Lord.
Wild.
That's, yeah. Just so for some of you who don't know, Justin and I, we went to film school together. And I remember you did talk about this a little bit.
Oh boy.
No, nothing bad. But your herpes, no, I'm just kidding. No,
Has it flared up again?
I got rid of it.
Your last name. There's a story behind your last name.
Oh, yes.
And which, from what I remember,
Yeah,
very
I want to
little.
hear your version.
So Justin's last name is Turnbull.
Yep.
And he has that etched on his left arm.
False.
Fuck.
I know
50-50
it.
chance.
It's not
the
my last
saying.
name. Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's
Oh, no, it's a
related.
saying. It's a
It's
saying.
related.
It's related. It is left arm, but it's related. It doesn't say Turnbull. But is it I saved the king?
I saved the king. Yeah.
Okay. I saved the king. That's what he has on it tattooed. And that corresponds to his last name because a long time ago.
It's like probably a couple generations.
Is it Scotland?
So it was when, yeah. So
getting some of it right.
King Robert the Bruce, probably one of the most famous kings of Scotland, I guess I'd say.
Bruce. Yeah.
He was, back in those time, my family, our last name was Rule, and we were peasants, and we had some like farmland or whatever, and or worked on some land, and the king had come to the land, and one of the cattle that was being raised, Alexander Rule was looking after. One of the bulls charged the king. So Alexander got in front of the bull and grabbed him by the horns, steering him away from the king, saving his life. So the king gave us the Turnbull clan, and we became an official clan, gave us a bunch of land, and our crest that we have, we got our tartan colors and all that. And so our crest is the head of a bull, and the motto or creed or whatever it is under it is, I save the king. And so I think it was 6, 7, or 8 years ago, Hoyk, probably pronouncing that wrong, Hawick.
Yeah, you got it right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Is where we originated from. And they built a giant statue, a stone statue in like a town center of a Scotsman, proper, like kilt and everything, sort of with a bull, and he's got him by the horns, and he's kind of like yarding on him. And they invited like everybody from the clan to come see. My mom and dad and one of my sisters went, and they got some pretty sweet photos. And yeah, so that's where our last name came from.
Love that story.
It's pretty cool.
Almost correct.
I got most of it.
It's a good thing you already were hired on.
Yeah.
That level of information gathering.
Yeah,
that's pretty good though. I feel like you would have got there, but I could see you were.
Yeah, I would have embellished a little bit, probably. Yeah.
So as soon as they were going through your life from infancy to adulthood,
Yeah.
that was almost a second sneeze. But
No, that's first of today.
First of today, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I lost the other one.
What made you come to Vancouver?
So because, like I said, my young, like, where you have your first sort of memories and life and experiences formed, that was like those young years was on the east-west coast for me. So I always knew I would be back to the West Coast. I didn't know how, when, why, what would bring me here. So I always knew I was going to come back. And then like all through, like, it started in middle school. Me and my one cousin, we'd always just like, did you ever watch the show Bananas in Pajamas?
Yes.
So yeah.
Do you know where it comes
Bananas in pajamas, they're coming down the stairs. Bananas in pajamas, watch out for that in pairs. Because he's about to say Australia.
Right. That's right.
Is it really?
It is an
Fucking
Australian show.
So we would write our own Bananas and Pajama skits, and like we would, give tickets out to our family, and they would come watch, and we'd perform them when we were camping and at houses and all that. And then in middle school, I got really into like my buddy, they had the old like video cameras where you put the VHS tape in.
Yep. Oh, God.
So we started getting into making our own videos, and like whenever there were school projects, I think the very first video I shot was like it was like for a marketing thing or something. You had to come up with something to sell, and you could, people were doing like the big posters or stuff, and they were putting their product on there, and we're like, let's shoot a commercial. So we designed the product were brake shoes, and it was like a commercial. It was like, are you tired of running into walls? And they would cut somebody just running into like a garage. And it's like, are you tired of running into this? And then somebody just running into that. It's like, well, we got the thing for you. Brake shoes. And then it was like, the guy would like run and like stop in front of the camera. And we came up with the jingle. And anyways, it was like,
oh, I wish there's still tape on this.
It was like, so I'd get into that, and then we would start making our own story videos. And back in those days, you'd record on VHS. So editing, you were playing it, and we'd have like the camera or the VHS in the camera, and then we'd have the VHS and the VCR playing it on the TV. And to edit, you would just kind of like stop the recording.
Yes.
And so we were editing videos that way. And then we started getting into like movie magic and shit like that, like when we were able to get it digitalized. Anyway, so this is a long-winded answer, but when I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I'd never even thought of film. And like I did acting, I did children drama, like kids drama, like plays for kids and stuff like that. And in the summer for extra credits, and love doing that. But when I graduated, I never thought of that as a career. You know, it was just something I loved doing. And then, so I just got a job at like a welding shop while I was trying to figure out what I wanted. And after a year of that, I was like, you know what? Like, why not actually do this film thing? Because I've been writing scripts before I even knew of writing script software. It was like on Word docs, and I was like started writing a first feature. But I was like, it would be silly for me to not finish my trade school, because at least I'll always have that. So I finished my trade and got my ticket, got my red seal, married Kate, and was like, hey, I have this crazy dream that I want to do. And she was like, yeah, like, when do we go? And so then I was like, that's what brought me back out. I found VFS, met you in Essentials, met you in the film production program. And it was awesome. So that's what brought me out. I always knew I'd be here, but I didn't know what. Yeah.
When you were a little kid, you know, I guess we're going back a little bit, but when you were a kid growing up in, you know, those weird places that you grew up in.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you actually wanted to be as a kid?
No, I don't. I mean, it's probably typical things like, well, the earliest I can remember of what I wanted to do, I know I used to want to be in the military. And when I was 16, I went and looked into that. But before that, I wanted to be an inventor. I have some pretty crazy fucking good invention ideas, actually.
Whatever, brake shoes or whatever it's fucking called.
Oh, yeah, right. I never put that together.
Is that one of yours?
No, but, and nobody steal this, but hear me out.
No one steal the idea of brake shoes?
No.
I had a guy, I want to backtrack on that. I had a guy that could have used those brake shoes. He literally ran into a wall in PE and broke his arm.
Really?
Yeah.
He could have used the brake shoes.
He could have used the brake shoes.
We literally
It made the biggest bang I've ever heard in gym class.
He's down again. We just took construction paper and like wrapped it around our shoes. They looked like elf shoes, and we put a poppy in the middle. Like, the product was terrible. It was more about just making a video, I think. But no, blorts. Okay. So
something to do with shorts.
Yes.
And
Blouses?
Blinds. So you can adjust the height, length of your shorts.
I thought it was like so you could flash people when you wanted to, just open the blinds and then close it.
Yeah, no, you got the drawstring, right? But then you have like one, like it can be tied, but the other one you can hike them up a little bit, or maybe it's like the breeze picked up, so you want to lower them.
And if you want to look in, it's like
yeah. Well, no, they don't open like this. They just go. They just go up and down, up and down. Right? It's kind of a good idea.
I do like the name Blorts though.
it's like
blorts.
Looking for it on
Fuck
the
you if you try and take it.
Ma, where'd you put my blorts?
They're hanging out.
But that's sort of the earliest I can remember is me and my buddy were like, we're gonna like just eat pizza and invent things when we finish high school. And that was, I think I was probably grade 6 or 7, but that's as early back as I can remember what I wanted to do.
Did you ever get into those, was it Rube Goldberg machines?
No.
You know what those are?
I've never even heard that.
You know what those are?
No.
It's like if you want to press the snooze button, you know, those machines where you have like 20 steps, you pop marble here, the marble goes down and hits a thing, and then dominoes, and then that thing swings, and there's like 20, those are Rube Goldberg machines. Did you ever do those?
Did I ever do those?
Did you ever play around with those? Because I did.
The only ones I've done is when they used to have them at the malls and shit, and you could drop a coin in and like watch it go through all the
Yeah.
Or the one that just spins in a circle. And
I
you're
love
like,
to spin
well, how long is it gonna go?
Yeah. And
yeah, oh, sorry, Tito.
Yeah.
So in effect, because you moved into acting.
Yes.
You are inventing in acting.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And film making and writing and it's creative. And even this.
Channeling a different avenue.
Yeah. To me, this is you're being.
That's good to have, though.
Yeah.
Let's write it down.
Write it down.
I've got it written down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Creative.
Tries to be.
Tries
Just
to
add
be
a
creative.
Tries to be creative. So, we probably don't have enough time, but I would love to know the story of you and Kate. Can you tell us in a very quick? Because you were just like, met Kate, married Kate, moved to Vancouver. It was very
I mean, it's a big part of your life, and then you
She's
suddenly
a huge part of my
and then
life.
it's like, oh, married Kate, and then whoa.
What I just mean is like, I feel like I kind of sprung it on her. But I said to her, I was like, look, like.
Was this after she told you to move all the porno out of your bathroom?
Yes, because we were married. I had did that because I had lived with her, and then we started dating. Okay, so Kate, I was living with a guy I worked with, and his girlfriend had her own place, but she would stay there quite often. She had a friend she met in college from Red Deer. I was living in Lethbridge at the time. And she was coming down to visit, and her name was Kate. And so Kate came over to the house, saw me, and was like, fuck.
What is this creature doing here?
Look at that guy. And
I don't want to see him again.
no, so we, yeah.
Because that response could be positive or negative.
Yeah.
So
Interpret how you may.
This is the way she said it.
yeah.
So she had come to visit, and Becky, and we kind of like,
Looking at her butt.
yeah. Oh
It's just
my God.
so
Becky.
big, so round.
I forget how that starts. But then, yeah, so that's when we first met. And I don't know, like we kind of hit it off. But to me, she was down to visit. She was going back to Red Deer. And super cool girl, though. Really liked her. But then she ended up moving to Lethbridge. And should I tell this how I would tell it, or should I tell it how Kate would tell it?
Well, we're gonna interview her next time. Too,
Yeah. So she'd say I wanted nothing to do with her when she moved down. I was in a very not good place in my life in that time. I was doing, I was in the party scene, and I was into some criminal stuff, and like my focus just wasn't like a serious relationship. So she ended up dating one of my friends, and they dated for a while. And while they had dated, so she was in the circle. So we'd all become really good friends. And then they had my buddy at the time was also didn't have the best lifestyle. And they ended not on good terms. Anyways, I don't want to get into their sort of mud. It's not my business to talk about. But so it ended, and we had developed a friendship over that course of the year or whatever. So I really liked her. I still liked her. She was rad. We hung out lots. And then it got to the point where, I wanted to date her. She wanted to date me. And my buddy was away, and he would work out of town for quite a long stints. And so I ended up moving in with Kate, and we wanted to date. And I was like, look, I don't want to start dating you and be public about this until I can talk to him. I feel like he was a friend, and I don't want him to hear that from somebody else. I don't think that's fair. So but he was hard to track down, again, because he worked out of town. But again, when he was in town, his lifestyle was very, distant. So anyways, I finally talked with him, and I just said, hey, look, here's what's up. I'm going to do this, but I don't want you to find out from anybody else. I want you to hear it from me. And that affected, actually, my relationship with my best friend at the time. And eventually we got together, all three of us. And because there was like a group of us that were all like always kind of chum about. But me and my best friend and then this other guy, I won't say names. So we had all got together, and he even said to me, this guy that used to date Kate was like, you know, like, whatever, man, blah, blah, blah. Like, things are good. And he's like, it's not like you're going to marry her. Well, here we've been married 15 years and 3 kids.
Suck it.
Funny story where my parents just moved. They downsized from a house to a condo. They got a new condo. At the end of their hall, like 3 down, is his mom. And when we were there, Kate and I and the 3 kids were just there visiting, start of July. He was there visiting his mom. We didn't have any... And I, to be honest, I was like... Because I didn't really see him post that one where we all got together. You know, like you kind of see each other but it was kind of, you know, different. And him and I's relationship was, anyways, I don't want to get into that. But, and I really thought about going and just saying, hey, what's up and stuff. Cause, he had lost his father and I probably should have, but there was no, like, it was kind of like I saw him from a distance when I was sort of with the family and I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, you know, anyways. So yeah, that's how Kate and I met. We dated for 2 months, got engaged. We're engaged for 9 months and got married. I was 21 when I got married.
How did you pop the question?
It was terrible. It was
it on
so
par
bad.
with mine?
No. Oh my
I
God.
waited 7 years and you waited 2 months.
So it was
To start
It's like 7 weeks pretty much, 7 years.
7 and 7, it's a lucky number.
Yeah.
She knew it was coming because my sister was visiting and like, she's like, told me after, you called your sister into your room. It's like, oh, Jamie, like, can I talk to you into my room? She's like, you never do that. Like, you
I
never.
want to show you these.
I showed her the ring.
Yeah. I have these blorts that I want to show you real
Looking for
quick.
some
I'm thinking that
investments.
if I put the ring up my blorts
Yeah.
and I get her to pull the cord,
Yeah. So I
that'll
had,
have me how she's surprised.
That'd be so good.
I got a surprise for you.
Oh my God, it's so big.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The diamond. Oh,
No,
whatever.
I had a plan and, excuse me, and then something had come up that night and she really wanted to go with, I don't know, it was something silly. You know, we were young, right? I was probably 20 at the time, 21 at the time, and she would have been, I'm not going to say that but
She was a different age.
she was a different age. And, but she really wanted to go out. I forget there's something going out with her friend Farron. And anyways, we had went to this club and we'd been drinking. And I think I had said to Farron, our friend, I was like, yeah, like I was going to propose to her tonight. Like I had this plan but she really wanted to come out. And I don't know if she heard or something. And then, so then we had a conversation. I don't know. I was kind of drunk. Anyways,
She was
so
literally
fast forward.
right next to you.
Yeah.
You were actually talking to her.
Probably.
propose to that. Oh, hey, Kate, what's up?
I wouldn't put it past me. Like, you could ask her. She'll probably be like, yeah, no. Like,
And that
there was no
idiot
fair.
wanted to come out.
She's like, it was just him and I out for dinner at a fancy restaurant. He got obliterated drunk and then thought he was at a nightclub.
It's a library.
So then the next morning, like, I was like, oh, because she knew that that's what I was going to do. And I think I said, like, oh, like, I'll do it tomorrow morning or something. I don't know. And so anyways, fast forward to the morning, and I think she had, like, come up to me, and I'm, like, you know, hungover in bed, and she's like, you know, I remember what you said last night. And I was like, put your hand in my pocket. She put her hand in my pocket. Or I said, I don't know, I put the ring somewhere.
What a start to the
And then-
morning.
Yeah, it was the farthest thing from romance. So I'm going to do something one day. So I always believe in setting the bar really low. Like I had a buddy who'd get...
So everything in the future is a
So
step up.
Dude, I'll do
Yes.
the smallest things now. And it's not every anniversary or every birthday, but it'd be like every so often. And it's just like, it means so much. Because I had a buddy who would, like he on his girlfriend's birthday would buy her Tiffany's, like diamonds. I'm like, dude, like, where do you go from here?
Cheap.
Like, you're not, right? Cheap ass. So I'm like, no, I'm a low bar setter. And then like you do something remotely good and it's, so but
like,
one day
I'll take you to look in the window of Tiffany's.
Yeah.
That's your gift.
Yeah. She really wants to renew her vows. So one day I'm going to take her on a really nice trip and surprise her and we'll renew our vows somewhere.
She doesn't listen to this.
No, right? God, she got 5 minutes into the first episode. I was like, this is bullshit.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah. So yeah, that's the history of Kate and I getting to know each other.
Nice.
I was super romantic.
See, I think the first time I ever met Kate was when we were all three of us working on a short film together. The beginning.
The zombie.
Oh, yeah.
The zombie film. That
Black
was,
and
I
white
think, the
zombie
first
film.
time that I had ever met Kate.
Could be. That was pretty early on, wasn't it? Or was that?
It was after we had all graduated. It was like the first project we did after graduation. I'm pretty
Really?
sure.
We were graded? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be after we graded.
Why?
What, do we meet in Essentials or no?
No, the zombie one.
Yeah, but like, did we?
Oh, because we
meet
got
before
we had to
that?
book the room and stuff. Yeah, we met in Essentials. I remember because Hayden's the only one who went to bat for me for the role.
Yeah.
Because all the girls wanted to
Gold.
cast David Gold because you handsome motherfucker, you.
So I feel like it was before. Is it in between Essentials and term one, or was it after?
That you
No, I think
After the
it was right at the end of like the full term 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right at.
I just remember that my
So we did Speak Now.
immature brain at the time was like, this dude's married already and he's only
I remember
like
that. Yeah, I remember thinking that.
21, 22, whatever, how old you were when you went to VFX.
Dude, I look back at pictures of our wedding day and I'm like, oh man, like I was young. Like I was young. 21, yeah.
I mean, that's how old my mum was divorced at 21. So she,
Married at 19.
18.
18, yeah. But generation, like it's not common. Like my dad was married and probably divorced by that time. Like I think he got his, like I have a sister and a late brother that are same dad, different mom. And I think she was 16, like, or he was 16. She might've been 15. I don't know when my brother was born.
Do you have any pet peeves you can think of
So many. Oh my God.
off your top of the list? You know, I mean, in order,
People
maybe top 5.
who eat apples like fucking horses. That's one of my biggest ones.
Can you give us a demonstration?
Don't listen to the latest Conan O'Brien with Jack Black.
Oh my God. Does he? I hate it. People, I'm like,
It was a
Like
bit.
the big
It was a
open mouth
bit,
chews?
but
yeah, but and with apples because they're crunchy and juicy,
Juicy.
it's really like just fucking stop it.
Take smaller
And-
bites.
some people like
or just
that
keep
kind
your
of
mouth
stuff.
shut when you're eating anything, let alone the apple. People, and this really pissed me off when we were on our holidays, is you'll be stuck behind somebody on a 1-lane highway and they're going 85 fucking kilometers an hour and you can't get around them. It's windy and it's like passing lane 2 kilometers ahead. You hit the passing lane and then they punch it to 120. And it's like, you fucking
Say it.
Piece
Just say it.
of
puss, you know?
Yeah,
like
oh,
if
wow,
you're too
that's
scared to drive 100
Strong words.
puss.
in boots.
Right in the
You know, so now I got to pass you doing 140. I get it if there's a lineup because everybody goes to get it in front of the slow person. But if you're in the front or you're the only one and it's like all of a sudden it opens up, it's, 2 lanes, they get brave all of a sudden. Like, no.
Yeah.
Either, I have no problem if somebody's going the speed limit. It won't bother me. If you're going 10 below or more, just go the speed limit. Like, I still want to drive faster. Like, I'm a 10 over guy
At least.
with kids.
right,
Yeah, with no
right,
kids, no limits.
German style.
German style. Yeah, those are 2.
You speak German?
Yeah.
Da.
9.
That
9.
was a Russian.
Yeah.
I was like, da? 9?
Yeah, but I got a lot. And especially as I get older, there's more and more people who talk too loud on the phone, like in a public space. Like, I don't care about your phone.
French. My mom.
You know? Yeah.
So annoying.
Fucking,
So loud.
yeah.
I come across that one all the time, but the one I hate is they'll have it on speaker while they're doing the grocery shopping or whatever, or on
Yeah.
FaceTime, they're just walking around just yelling at someone. I'm like,
Yeah.
can't you just like
I don't get that.
Ear and talk?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I find as I get older, there's more and more and more.
Yeah.
That peeves you.
Yeah. Like I just get less patient for shit. Just like, let's go. Like, I don't know. Uh-oh.
I got lots of questions, but I want to just really quickly touch on some more of your artistic side.
Yes, please.
Because you made the decision to go to VFS and pursue acting. I asked the same question, I think, to Xiao, but it was, did you have a defining movie or actor in your formative years that influenced you to do that?
I wouldn't say I did. Like, looking back, maybe there's definitely actors that probably impacted me. I think Will Smith for sure. DiCaprio. I liked them. I really liked how Will can be so strong comedically, but also hold his own dramatically. I think a lot of actors can or have the ability to do that, but to have an audience accept you to do that, I think is something different. Because sometimes people can be like, I can't. Like, you're the Fresh Prince, or you're Ace Ventura, or whatever. So I think Will Smith definitely, and I really, really like DiCaprio. I just like his range. And
see, I get that a lot when people watch Burn Your Name. They're like, that Justin. That young DiCaprio with a touch of the Fresh Prince in there.
I've heard
the
that
musicality in that film. Whew.
Yeah. But no, I think, to be honest, I always enjoyed acting, but I never, and I know I went to film school for acting, but to be honest, the reason I went to the acting program was because it was cheaper than going to the film production side. I never saw myself as an actor. I always saw myself as just somebody creative. Like I said, we made all our own movies. We did all editing, like with the VHS, the whole process, writing, all of that. So to me, acting was an into filmmaking. So there was more filmmakers and stuff like that. And even like when I got older, like producers, then, my biggest one I like turned out to be a real fucking scumbag, but
it's a story for another time.
Yeah. But I'd say for actors like Will Smith and DiCaprio were a couple I really, when I was younger.
Well, what do you think, Hayden? Do you have enough to make a basis, kind of like a
I think so. I would love
general
to do a
consensus
table of like everybody
That'd be fun.
numerous times over. But
we should. Yeah.
So let's keep them on probation for now.
Well, talk about it.
Well, I'm part of the team. I'm already part of the team. So
talk about it. He's talking here.
Yeah,
he's talking here.
The chops
Are you sure you don't want to see yourself as an actor?
No, I definitely thought of myself.
That's why I pushed him to be in the.
Listen, I thought I'd be in fucking. I was so naive. When I left film school, I was like, I'm going to be that guy that walks out of film school, book shit. I'm going to be in LA in a year or two, 3 tops, if there's a down year. And like, I'm going to, I'll be picking my own shit, and I'll be, it's not how it worked out at all. But that's the confidence I had in myself. And then I think just over the years, it just got beat like the fuck out of me, But yeah.
Well, on that note, on that lovely,
but now I see. But no,
visual.
I'd love to end, if I may.
Please.
What I found most over this last 13 years, so one sec, Tito, is that everything I've been through growing up, the move, the film school, the getting married, the having kids, what it all taught me was, hey, you never know what life's going to throw your way. You don't. You can plan for the best and you hope for the best, but you have to be prepared for anything. And I think of all of my life's journey, it had led me to this beautiful moment where I get to sit here across the table from you two fine gentlemen and have the opportunity to co-host a podcast like Chummy Thumbs, where we get together, talk about these experiences, these stories, reminisce, maybe provide a little insight to listeners, and just let them know, no matter what life gives you, you can always keep on thumbing. But I don't want to close with that, but I just want to say but okay. So you can always close. Yeah, okay. That's my close for the.
That was a good job. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you, boys, for the opportunity.